students. Today we are going to read a poem from page number 31. This is the second poem of our syllabus, and the name of the poem is Laburnum Top, written by Ted Hughes. Now, Ted Hughes has written this poem, The Laburnum Top, in which he tries to tell us that there is a great relationship, there is a reciprocal relationship between a bird and a tree that we are going to call as laburnum. So, laburnum is actually a short tree with hanging branches, yellow flowers on it, and poisonous seeds. And in, you can say, in the month of September, when you can say on this tree you can see a lot of yellow color because the leaves the flowers of this you can say this tree are actually full of yellow color. Then there are some leaves also, because this is autumn season. In autumn season most of the leaves, they are turning yellow. And this bird which we are going to talk about is goldfinch. This also has a lot of yellow color on its feathers and other body parts. So it's a yellow colored bird which is going to sit on the, you can say, branches of a tree, laburnum top, at the laburnum top. And this tree also is going to have the same color, yellow. And there is another thing that is yellow in this poem, that is the yellow sunshine. The sunshine, the sun rays, they are also yellow. So yellow color is actually symbolizing here something. It symbolizes silence, it symbolizes death and beauty also. So I am going to read this poem from the very first line. The laburnum top is silent, quite still. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. Now, in the first paragraph, Ted Hughes, the poet, has told us that laburnum top means the top of the tree, of this laburnum tree, which is a short poisonous tree, hanging branches and having yellow colored flowers and leaves also. The laburnum top, this tree, is very silent. It is death like, it is very quiet, because there is no movement, there is no sound that it is making at that time. It is very silent, it is very death like and very quiet and serene and calm. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight. In the afternoon, yellow. Why yellow color is used here? Because the poet actually wanted to show this color as dominating in this season, on this tree and on this bird also. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight means during a September afternoon, the sunlight was falling on this tree, which was actually making it more yellowish. A few leaves yellowing. Then again he says that some of the leaves of this tree, of this laburnum tree, they are also going to turn yellow. All its seeds fallen, and all the seeds which were actually poisonous, they were fallen on the ground. And now this tree had a lot of flowers, yellow colored flowers, and it was having sunshine, September afternoon sunshine, which is again called here as yellow. So yellow color is dominating in this poem, and it symbolizes silence, death and beauty also. And please underline these two words in the second line, September and sunlight. Now here you would see that sir sound is again and again repeating. And whenever we have this kind of poetic device used in the poem, this is generally called as alliteration. 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 September sunlight, sir sound is being repeated, so alliteration is used here. Then we go to the second paragraph. Till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirp, a sudden startlement at a branch end. What is the meaning? till the goldfinch comes. Means this tree was silent and quiet. This tree was silent and quiet and still until and unless the bird had not arrived. Bird के आने से पहले the tree was death-like. It was silent, it was quite calm and peaceful. But when this bird, the name of the bird is goldfinch. Goldfinch is a yellow colored small bird. So when it came with a twitching chirp, twitching here means sudden quick movements which were made by this bird. So this bird came and it started making a lot of sudden quick movements, or maybe chirping. He started chirping. A suddenness, a startlement. Again, the poet has used sound again. So here also we can say that alliteration is used. So a suddenness. Why suddenness? Suddenness means quickness and unexpectedness. Because when this goldfinch, when this bird came, the tree came alive. Because this bird started twitching, started making sudden movements, it started chirping, it started making a lot of noise. A suddenness, a startlement at a branch means this the branch top where this bird had perched on, means this bird had come and it sat on the end of the branch. So when it came, there was a suddenness, there was an unexpected and quickness came back with it, and a startlement. This is very important word. Startlement here means surprise, a shock at a branch came. Then sleek as a lizard. This word is very important. Please underline this word. Sleek generally means smooth. Smooth, very, you can say quick, very, you can say elegant. So then sleek as a lizard means as a lizard, this, you can say, bird was moving very quietly, very alert, very, you can say, active, and at the same time it was very much watchful. So then sleek as a lizard means as a lizard this bird came and it was very alert, very abrupt. What is the meaning of abrupt here? Abrupt means sudden. Very sudden, very quick movements were made, and it was very quiet also, very alert, very watchful. Then it entered into the thickness of the tree. Means this bird came, it sat on the end of a branch with startlement, with sudden movements, with suddenness, with startlement it came, with surprise it came, and then it actually made very quick, very smooth movements as a lizard inside the tree, or maybe towards the thickness of the tree. जहाँ घना था ट्री उस तरफ को ये अंदर की तरफ को towards the middle of the tree it had gone. But this bird was very alert and abrupt. Abrupt means very sudden movements were made. She enters the thickness. Then she entered the thickness, the middle part of the tree, and a machine starts up. Now this is very important line. Machine starts up. It means that the poet has compared the tree with a machine. That is why he has not said that it looked like a machine, that tree was looking like a machine, because here he has not used simile, because simile was used here in sleek as a lizard in the line above. Sleek as a lizard, this was a simile. Please underline these two words, sleek as a lizard, because whenever the poet is comparing two things with the use of as, it would be called as simile. So simile is a poetic device. So here sleek as a lizard, simile is used, and in the line below a machine starts up. This is a metaphor, because metaphor actually tells us that two things are compared without using as or like. So a machine starts up means there was a lot of noise that was created when this yellow colored bird, small bird, goldfinch, went inside the middle part of the tree, the machine starts up. Means that machine, that you can say tree, became alive, and a lot of things, a lot of noises, a lot of work was going on. Why? Because of the chitterings. Because the small birds, they started chittering, means they made high pitched noise, and a tremor of wings. Tremor means vibration, because there were so many small kids. Means this goldfinch was the mother of some small kids, some small children, some small birds, her young ones. And these young ones, when they saw that their mother had come back, they started tremoring their wings. Means they started moving their wings. So this word is again very important, tremor of wings. Tremor here means the movement, the shaking movements of the wings, or maybe the vibration that was created by the movement of the, or the fluttering of the wings. And trillings also. Please underline this word. Trilling means sounds made by goldfinch, and these trillings are high repeated sounds. High repeated sounds made by this goldfinch bird. Means when she entered the thickness of the, when she entered the middle part of the tree, she noticed that there were a lot of young ones, and when they saw their mother, they started chittering, they started making a lot of sounds, they started moving their, or flapping their wings, which created a lot of noise and vibration. And their trillings also, means they were making high repeated sounds. The whole tree trembles and thrills. Now this line actually shows us that personification is done here. Why personification? Personification means the young tree, it actually brought to life by these birds. So that is why the poet has written this line, the whole tree trembles and thrills. Means the poet actually wanted to, you can say, show, or maybe to personify the tree, because the tree has given some, you can say, characteristics of a lively human being, or maybe like a live being. He has been, you can say, described here. That is why the whole tree trembles. Trembles means the tree started moving, started shaking, and it was full of excitement. Thrill means the tree felt that thrill, that excitement. It was shaking, it was making, it was feeling as if it was moving, and it was no more dead, it came back to life. It is the engine of her family. It here means, it here means the bird, the goldfinch, the mother. She had come, and she had become the engine of her own family. Means, as without engine, a machine cannot work. So machine was, you can say, compared, or maybe the tree was compared with machine. And now the poet has said that the engine of her family means the mother. She had come back because she was the engine, because without her, because without the mother, the family was of no use, because she was very important for her family, and her family was surviving just because of her. As a machine is useless without an engine, in the same way, without mother, the birds, the other young ones, they could not survive. So it is the engine. Means this bird, goldfinch, she was the engine, she was the most important part of her family. She was feeding her children. She stokes it full. Now this is very very important word, stokes it full. Means she had come and she adds fuel. Stoking means when you put a lot of coal into the stomach of an engine of a railway coach. Means because rail, or maybe train, it moves when you put a lot of coal into the engine. In the same way, she had come and she started stoking. Means she started filling the stomachs, the empty stomachs of her young ones. The small kids, small birds, they were hungry, and she started filling. She started, you can say, adding fuel to them. As you can say the engine would get filled. Then flirts out to a branch end, showing her barred face identity mask. Then she flirts out. Please underline this word, flirts out. Flirts out means then she comes out, means she moves, she leads to a branch end. Then she went back to a branch end, showing her barred face identity mask. Why barred face? Because her face was being covered by the small twigs. जो टहनियाँ हैं, जो leaves हैं उस tree की, they are colorful, they are of yellowish color, and these twigs and these small branches, they were hiding the most part of the face of this bird. That is why the poet has used this word barred face, because the face of this goldfinch bird, it was covered, it was masked because of the, you can say, stripes. Please underline this word barred. Barred means the stripy face, means her face was not, you can say, looking completely, because it was being hidden behind the branches, behind the twigs of the tree, of the laburnum top tree. Identity mask. Now these two words are opposite of each other, but they are used here. Why? Because this is generally called as transferred epithet, because two words are used here of different meanings. Identity mask means her identity was actually masked by these, you can say, stripy things, because of the because her face was not clear, because she was hidden behind the leaves, behind the flowers, behind the twigs, or maybe behind the branches, and this has become her identity mask also. Then, with eerie, delicate whistle chirp whisperings, she launches away towards the infinite. Very important line, because here the poet is trying to tell us that then with eerie delicate whistle chirp. Please underline this word, eerie. Eerie here means mysterious, frightening, weird, strange, means with eerie delicate whistle chirp, means then some whistle chirp, some whistling, some chirping, some sounds, some whisperings were created, were sounded by this little bird goldfinch, and these were very delicate, very soft sounds were made by this bird, but these sounds were not ordinary, they were strange. That is why eerie word is written here, because the words, or the sounds which were made by this bird were very strange, very weird, बहुत odd है, बहुत अजीब है, रहस्यमयी है, mysterious है, frightening है, uncanny है, ununderstandable है. And then she launches away towards the infinite, means she launches away herself towards the infinite. Now these two words are very important. Launches means she started, you can say, her journey back, and towards which place she was going? She was going to the infinite, towards the infinite. Infinite here means towards the unending sky, towards the continuous sky she went away. So she launches away, she started her journey back to the very great sky, which is unending, which is, you can say, everlasting, infinite sky. And the laburnum top subsides to empty. Now this is again very important. What is the meaning of subside here? Subside means it returned, because before the arrival of this goldfinch bird, the tree was not alive, it was dead like, it was very silent and quiet, lifeless. But when the laburnum top, you can say, met with this goldfinch, when this bird goldfinch came, it actually made a lot of movements, a lot of sounds, and it put a lot of life to the tree. And then the tree was moving, it was thrilled, it was really happy to have a bird on it, because it perched on it, it made so many movements and sounds. But when this laburnum top, you can say, after the arrival of this goldfinch, this goldfinch after some time went away for the second time, and the laburnum tree again became calmer. It was again quiet. It again returned to normalcy and to lifelessness, to death like, to empty. That is why he has written subsides, means it returns to emptiness, because it was again death like, because there were no movements, because whatever life this laburnum top tree had got, it was due to the goldfinch bird. But when the goldfinch bird went away again, the laburnum tree again went back to lifelessness and death like, you can say, phenomena, to emptiness. So this is the end of the poem, and in the next class we'll get some of the answers and questions, and maybe the poem will be summarized again. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you very much.